A girl being absent from school for 4 days after every 28 days loses 13 learning days, equivalent to 2 weeks of learning in every school term. So when the Prime Minister ordered two ministries, Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Public Health, to start providing sanitary towels to Kenyan students in all public schools, it was good news for everyone who was concerned with this issue. The initial allocation for the budget was $3 million and barely enough for public primary schools. The government must have imagined that private school-going girls can afford sanitary towels. The story is, however, different in majority of private schools in the slums.
You know, we live in a slum and most of our parents are not that rich. So most of our girls used to miss school because of the sanitary pads. Recently did not come to school because when I used to go to my monthly period, I was missing school because sometimes my parents did not have any money for buying me even one packet of the sanitary pads.
My parents were very poor and they could never afford it. But my mother told me that to keep hoping that one day she may get money and buy for me.
Having heard the cries of their younger sisters, 14 young men and women from Kariobangi North started a community-based organization with a raft to, among other things, to make sure girls remain in school the whole term. The organization, which was started 6 months ago, has so far donated sanitary towels to 8 schools in Kariobangi and Korogosho.
When the girls give you their story, it's like you're waking up to reality. This is not the same things and you're so used to. You're used to things being okay. Even if people are in trouble, you know, there's trouble, but you're not on that side, so you're okay. But these children are really going through so much.
The way we identify these girls, we do fact-finding mission. We send some of our volunteers. They go and speak to the head teachers or the people concerned. And then we deal with the most vulnerable children first. Because of our scope, we still don't have enough money to cater for all their needs. Most of our members are working, they're working class. So we get the money we get, we contribute money. Members contribute money each month.
To get a clear picture of the impact of lack of sanitary towels among primary school-going girls, we visited some of the schools that the Child Regional Education Support has been working with. Our first stop is at Asulma Primary School. The pupils are housed in a 5-story house where the over 300 pupils share the building with domestic tenants. Here, we meet girls from humble backgrounds, all with a desire to make it through primary education. Though shying away from the camera, they each narrate of the ordeals of how they were troubled by lack of sanitary towels.
It was very difficult and also painful because now I'm a candidate and people are going on with their lessons, but me, I'm missing some of them.
I missed classes and that disturbed me a lot because when it comes to exam, the things that I did not learn, I could not understand them.
Pia ni aibu kuja shuleni, juu unaweza kuja shuleni na imetokea damu imetokea kwa uniform, unaona pia ni vigumu kukuja. Sasa inatubidi tukae nyumbani hadi tumalize hiyo period ndipo tukuje shuleni.
The ordeals confirm the Prime Minister's remarks that although the government had set aside 240 million Kenya shillings for the program in the current financial year, it cannot cover every primary school girl who needs sanitary towels.
I'm asking the Treasury to increase the budgetary allocation for this vital initiative in the 2012-2013 financial year so that more girls in Kenya can access these vital tools. Now, I want to be much more clearer here, that we want the government the Treasury to factor in all the money that is required so that all the girls in Kenya will be able to get sanitary towels. Only 2.6 billion shillings is needed. It's peanuts if you consider other areas where money has been provided for.
For most of the girls from the 3 schools that we visited in Kariobangi, coming to school during those days was a nightmare.
I used to fear standing up in class when even if the teacher asked me a question, I feared to answer the question because I I feared that maybe my clothes was full of blood.
I just stayed at home because there's no way I can come to school like that. And if my clothes is stained, the other pupils will laugh at me, and that is not a good picture.
It used to hurt me because sometimes I would go out with my friends and maybe the blood stains will get out of my uniform or the clothes that I'm wearing.
Staying away from school is just but one problem for the girls. Sanitation that is often compromised by use of old rags in place of sanitary pads kept troubling them. But what to do? The rags were their only accessible remedy.
Others tells me they were using mattresses back at home, the ones that they are sleeping on. Some parents tell their girls that they cannot afford. So what should they do? They just go and cut a piece of cloth, which is very unhygienic to the girls.
Before, I used to use the tissues, and they were affecting me. Maybe I could use them. I hear some itching.
I used to use clothes that were very dangerous because they used to catch my thighs, and I used to feel so painful.
I used to use something like towels or something like laces, because sometimes I could tell my parents to buy for me, but sometimes they will buy for me, or sometimes they will say that they are broke.
The negative effects of missing out of school could not be felt by the girls only, but the teachers as well. With the efforts of the teachers though, fingers are now being pointed towards some of the parents whom are said as not to be taking sanitary towels for their girls as a priority.
They can buy food, they can provide shelter and maybe provide clothing, and when it comes to this basic commodity like sanitary towels, they do assume that girls can take care of themselves.
But for the parents back at home, they neglect them. They don't even budget for the pads. But the problem is that you find an organization, they come to maybe in a school setup where the girls are in a girls' school. They come this month, they donate their sanitary towels, but the duration in which they'll come back, it's much longer. So you find that the day that they came, maybe it was this month, then when they'll come back, it is like 2 or 3 months later. So you find in between here, these girls still have the same problem.
But since Grace came in, a smile once forgotten can be seen on the faces of these girls.
I feel comfortable and I can learn very well. I can even answer the teacher's question, and I'm now progressing in my academics.
Siku hizi umetuleta, tunajisikia pia sisi tukitembea tunaona tuko vizuri, hatuna aibu, hatupata aibu sana.
Now I'm comfortable. I don't feel shy. I can move around, play, but before I couldn't even play.
Mara kwanza nilikuanga number 6, lakini saizi nimeprove nimekuwa number 4. Kuna hata wengine wanga wanaweza concentrate kwa class, lakini saizi wana improve.
Okay, you give the others and you're like, okay, surely these are not the only ones who need the help. There are others who really need the help too, but our hands are tied. We cannot be able to help all of them. We just help the ones we can reach for right now.
You see, there are some things should not leave to the government. We ourselves, as people who stay here, we know the problems. We knew we were going to manage, and until now we know that we shall manage.
Let me say that we are the government. We should not wait for the MPs to come and help us out. We are the government. If we can help even a little, it's a great deal, because okay, if we wait for the government, they're busy doing politics and all the other stuffs. So before they come and realize that there are people down here who need them, it's going to be too late.
This proves the statement made by Education Minister Mutula Kilonzo that provision of sanitary towels to needy students will help cut absenteeism and boost girls' confidence. The girl child is not a second-hand citizen. She is entitled to equal treatment as others in the Constitution. Her best interest is of paramount importance in every matter concerning her. Violet Makendo, GBS.